Hey guys, my name is Sultan. Today I'm going to be sharing exactly how you can invest $100 and the 5 best ways I think you can invest $100. It is true that $100 is a small amount and some people find this pretty much insignificant and there's nothing you can really do with it, but I do think that most people overlook the opportunities that $100 actually brings and exactly what you can do with it to actually bring you more money. For some people, $100 actually takes a while to save up, especially in this generation that we're in. Most people go from paycheck to paycheck. So if there is actually some sort of emergency where you have to spend $100, most people actually struggle to be able to, afford this without it affecting any of their financial, life or anything like that. I do believe $100 is quite significant, and today I'm gonna go through exactly how you can invest $100 to obviously help you and to actually bring the most amount of income possible from that $100. So the first thing you can do with $100 is that you can invest this into stocks. So the stock market is, massive, and there's a lot you can do in the stock market. So when I started with about $100 or even less than that. When I started investing into the stock market, I had a handful of money and I put into the stock market anyway. But the important thing is that I did this not to make that $100 become $10,000, but to actually learn the stock market. So learn the stock market is something that I really believe is very, very beneficial. The stock market is probably where you can gain the most amount of return besides from real estate and everything, but the stock market is where most people can put their hands in to make a lot of money or to save a lot of money anyway. The bank is pretty much useless in terms of returns. Yes, you can put your money into bonds and everything like that, but the stock market definitely is the best way, or one of the best ways you can invest your money to make money over time. But I put $100 into the stock market to learn how stock works, to know exactly how money moves, to know what happens when my money goes up, where it goes down, to learn about dividends, to learn things about different companies. And that's kind of what that $100 was able to do for me. And when I started with $100, and now I have over 2,500 invested, and my portfolio is actually over 10%. So that's the key thing. I was able to take time to learn with this $100. So what I did was I was able to invest $100 into several stocks, so multiple, like 30 stocks. I was able to break that down into like $2, $5, just to learn the different companies and what 5% yield means and what this amount of money means in this company. So that kind of experience is very, very valuable. And the major reason for this is that when you do have more money to invest in the stock market, you would already have the knowledge and the experience to actually do this. So when you have about 10,000 to invest in the stock market in the future, you can certainly maximize your potential and the amount of income you're going to make. Now, besides from the stock market, the second thing I believe you can put your money into is books. Books are just the best investment you can possibly make, that has the highest amount of return and lasts the longest out of probably any investment you can potentially make in this world. When I was much younger, I was a person who didn't really like to read books. I hated books, but the reason was because back in school, you're forced to read books that don't really interest you. You just have to read a book, take a test on it for the sake of passing it. When I grew older, I found books that actually had meaning and had value to me. But one day, I came across the book called Money, and this was the first time I really learned every single thing about money. I learned about taxes, I learned about dividends, I learned about tax returns, I learned about so many things, the stock market, what you can do with money, bonds, the bank, returns, everything that money can potentially get into. And this was all from the book called Money. From this, I was able to gain a ton of knowledge that was able to help me further down the line when I had money to actually invest, or had money saved up and what to do with it. Of course, you can also go onto YouTube, to find out exactly what you want to do and stuff like that. But the difference between YouTube videos and books is that YouTube videos is mainly for entertainment, or videos are mainly for entertainment. Books is something that you will read and probably retain the knowledge for a very, very long time, because it takes you a while to read a book. You're probably going to process it a lot more, and that's the thing about reading books. You're going to retain the knowledge, and it's really going to be beneficial to you. Another book that I also came across that you could invest your money into, these are between $10 to $20. So if you're to buy both books, for example, that could be $30, and you can put the rest of the money into the stock market. But another book that was really amazing, like is so good, it's called The Intelligent Investor. So The Intelligent Investor is pretty much a book about investing. So it literally taught me everything to do with the stock market, investing, exactly how to read companies, portfolios and everything like that, what you need to look for, what companies you can find that will make you the most amount of returns. Has to do with dividend investing, growth investing, everything to do with what you can do with your money and where you can put your money to make you the highest returns. So the problem is that most people go into the stock market or, you know, into Forex and all these trading websites. They put their money in there based on the hype, but they don't exactly have the knowledge. When I was able to read this book now, I was able to know exactly what I'm going to do before I even start investing, exactly what to look for, exactly where I'm going to put my money to make me the highest amount of returns and to keep me in the greens for as long as possible. The third way you can invest your money is by investing into a business. A lot of people overlook businesses, and a lot of people believe that to start a business you need a ton and a ton of money. You need so much money to start a business, but you really don't, because the small businesses are what always grows to become the big businesses. Of course, you have to start small to eventually get there, and there's so many small businesses that you can potentially invest your money into. An example of this is, you know, having a lawnmower, for example, and, you know, getting money from that, or buying a bike and actually using this to make you even more money. I'm going to expand on this shortly. Or you can even get, you know, a nail kit, for example. What, you know, some females prefer, you know, painting nails and everything like that, and these things are really cheap. You know, it's one of those where you buy one product and this product continues to make you your money back. Eventually you're gonna make your money back, then make profit. So the reason I said you can buy a bicycle, for example, is simply because you can get a bicycle and you can get into businesses, other businesses such as, you know, Uber Eats or Just Eat, or, you know, all these delivery businesses for food. Most of these businesses provide you with everything you need, you know, the bag and everything like that, as long as you have the means of transport. All you literally need to do is buy a bike. You can easily get one for $100. You know, nothing too crazy. You're not going for a marathon, nothing like that. You just need to get from, you know, destination A to B. So you can invest into a bicycle, for example. Get into, you know, Just Eat, Uber Eats, send in your application. So that's two businesses already that one bike is gonna, you know, make, you know, a lot of money from. Bear in mind, it doesn't, you know, you don't need petrol, you don't need anything like that. You just need strength. You just need to be able to do the job, basically. And all you need, you're gonna be provided with a bike and everything you need like that. You have a phone, so you have Google Maps, you have the internet. So literally with this bike, you can make a ton of deliveries every single day, and you will make your money back probably in like a week or two. And that's just one example. You can also get a nail kit, for example, you know, get people's nails done. These days it usually costs about $20, even more. Like, if you're really good at it, you can charge even more, and you can make that money back again in less than a week, because nail kits aren't too expensive anyway. You just need to actually want to do this, and you can make that $100 make you $1,000 in a short amount of time. So this is actually, you know, the more profitable route of investing $100. It takes some time, but that $100 can certainly make you your money back. For the fourth thing, I will classify this as the most profitable way of turning $100 into $1,000 in the space of a week, pretty much. So the best thing you can do with $100 is probably reselling things like shoes. The shoe market, or the trainers market, has, you know, expanded, is going insane, that most people are queuing up to buy shoes. Most people are really getting down and dirty into this business because it brings a lot of money. I've heard people who invested, let's say $100, bought a pair of trainers, waited a week, and were able to sell that trainers for over 1K. It's absolutely insane the amount of money you can pretty much make. All you literally need is be able to do the research and to have the knowledge and to just know the market and know exactly what people want, what people need, what people are looking for. And even besides from trainers, you can go on sites like eBay to find out, you know, other rare collections, for example, rare money or old money, for example. You can buy those for cheap from eBay and resell it again for a higher price for people who actually want this. So there's different ways you can actually make that $100 make you more money by just buying and reselling things. Buying things for cheap, reselling for more. That's literally the foundation of most businesses anyway. So that's what I mean by businesses can be small. You just have to make sure you find the right one that suits you. Now for the last thing, this isn't exactly to do with money, but I do believe that this is just as important in terms of how effective and how efficient you can be in making money. And this last one would be fitness. So of course, your fitness, your health is important, very important. The more healthy you are, the more energy you're probably gonna have, the more active you're gonna be, the better your brain can think, everything along that line. So you can actually just invest a small amount of that $100 into your fitness, you know, into the gym, into eating healthy, anything along that line. So that way you can be more efficient in terms of how much you work every single day. There's some people who can wake up early, you know, full of energy, being able to use about, you know, 20 hours in a day, for example, to do all the work they need to do. And there's some people who wake up, you know, after 12 hours, they only have like 5 hours left in the day. So basically, the more fit you are, the more efficient you can pretty much be. So I say you can actually invest into your fitness, invest about $20 and spend the remaining $80 into all the other ideas that I suggested previously. And that way, everything all together is a solid way to how you can invest $100. So when you do have $100, don't just spend it. Don't just believe there's nothing you can do with it. Don't believe that you can only start a business if you have $10,000 or $100,000. Nothing along that line. You just need a small amount of money, $100. You just need to have the energy and the motivation to put in the work yourself. Money is a resource, but at the end of the day, you are the one using the money. You just have to make sure you use it right. If you find any value in this video, be sure to drop a like and be sure to subscribe. It's really going to help me and really going to support me. And if you do want to learn more about money, more about finance, more about investing, more about the stock market, then be sure to click onto the next video, and I'll see you there.